Hello everybody and welcome to the SUMO community meeting. It's Friday the 11th of May, the year is still 2015, and we have a very international setup right now. Oh yeah, actually I should possibly post about the meeting. Sorry?
Is it Friday or Monday?
Did I say Friday?
I had heard Friday. I may be wrong though.
You may have a case of Mondays, Patrick, and well maybe I said Friday, I don't know. We have some witnesses. Can anybody tell me what?
Nobody else got alerted to it, so maybe it was just my...
Okay. Let me just put it very quickly into the channel so people know we're live. And we are definitely live. Apologies, by the way, for any noises in the background in case you hear any. Apparently there's some kind of a school trip just passing by. Before we start going through the agenda, very quick updates. If anybody has anything super serious, super urgent, super big to mention, please do it right now. Otherwise, we're going to move over the roundtable to the regular updates. Okay, gone. Of course, if there's anything terrible happening the moment you see it right now, feel free to interrupt the meeting as well. So it's not like you're not allowed to talk at all. Okay, let's go through the regular updates and announcements in the agenda. So first of all, the contributors of the week. We have a nomination. We have a nomination from Ideato for Marco. We have a nomination for the KB article fix for Firefox 38. Oh no, sorry, that's actually not a KB article fix. It's just the localization that Marco has done for Firefox 38, and I totally agree. And plus 50,000 from me as well. Marco is doing an amazing job as a localizer. So thank you very much, Marco. Keep up the great work. You're really doing an amazing favor to all the users localizing it. And does anybody else have any nominations at this stage?
Marco is the contributor of the week, the one and only.
There we go. Okay, so it's official. SUMO development update. Kadir from Toronto, live and direct.
Yeah, so I just got back from PTO and catching up with things, but as far as I can tell, this sprint we are working on the article redesign, the redesign the article page, and I've seen already a few things have landed in the current sprint, and there are still a few things that will land. And this sprint I think ends tomorrow, so then we will continue with our roadmap, and I think the next one on there is the unified ask a question.
Okay, cool. Just to raise it to your attention, we have a contributor asking in the forums. Philip left the link in the notes. They're asking about the forum API. Actually, the SUMO API in general. So that's something that we'll probably bring up on the Thursday meeting. And again, a quick update and reminder: the Thursday meeting is happening, and because when you were on PTO, we actually had people uncertain about that. But it is happening this week, and there is a link to the Etherpad for that meeting happening this week in the notes as well, so you can pick it up from there. Okay.
Sorry, one second. I actually had the same question about like the form API. I guess we don't have anybody to answer this right now.
Well, we do have the API. We're using it for Buddy Up, and that's a public API. So it should also be documented, but I think it's documented. I would have to check out if it is really documented, but it should be because Mike implemented it, but somebody else actually used it, so it has to be documented somewhere.
Okay.
And it supports pretty much everything that you can do on the forum, especially as a user, but also a huge chunk of what you can do as a contributor. There are some exceptions. You can't actually like delete user accounts or mark things as spam or something like that. But most things that you can do as a contributor, you can also do using the API.
Cool. All right, thanks, Kadir. Once we find out where it's documented, we can actually post it here.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Cool, perfect. Thank you very much. Any questions or anybody wants to bother Kadir right after he's coming back from PTO with something super technical? I would just say everything should wait until Thursday. That's it.
Hit him now, man. Hit him now. Just kidding.
Well, Kadir, I just wanted to bring up that there are some bugs that we discovered during when we implemented the collapsible sections. So I'll talk to you about that later on.
All right. Yeah,
there are workarounds, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
There you go, straight into the fray. Okay, great. So, Firefox Desktop, Mark.
So, Firefox 38 will be released tomorrow. It's also an extended support release, which means probably not immediately or in the next couple of weeks, but eventually a lot of people who are on 31 extended support release will be updating to 38 and seeing all these new features that have happened from 32 and 38. The only real big update other than performance fixes and stuff for developers in 38 is the Adobe Primetime DRM, and even that only affects 32-bit versions of Windows, Vista, and later, and so it's not a lot of, most people on Vista and higher are using 64-bit OSs, so they won't be affected. There is a post in the discussion forums that I made about an hour ago that talks about all of this, and if you have any questions about it or anything to say, that's the place to say it. The note I have is that I think the contributors and Joni did a really great job of getting all the documentation updated for 38. There's a lot of new screenshots and workflows that are re-explaining everything for 38, and looks like we're ready. That's it.
Okay, any questions? No. Okay, let's move on to Firefox OS, which does not seem to have any updates for this week, at least no big ones. So I think what we'll have after this week's mobile meeting is maybe some more updates from Romina about Buddy Up being visible in the marketplace and anything else related to Firefox actually OS that could be relevant. But for now, it's quiet. So I think it's no news is good news in this case. Firefox Android and Firefox iOS and Thunderbird. Roland, you get 3 items now. You're expanding, man.
No, I'm contracting. I'm leaving Thunderbird after we...
You're branching out.
Let's start with Thunderbird. No update. Thunderbird 38 is delayed for a few weeks, 1 or possibly 2 or more weeks. And this is my last release. It's over. I'm gone after this release. And I'll just be focusing on Firefox for Android and iOS. Any questions on Thunderbird? We are hurriedly trying to get the documentation done in English and looking for people to replace me. But I'm not worried. Okay, Firefox for Android is tomorrow. I think Joni did some last-minute updates. It's not really that urgent because there aren't that many new features in Firefox 38 for Android. But as always, on the lookout, we changed, what did we change? Send tab to devices. It's about the only real user visible.
Yeah,
and
send to other devices.
And reading list controls that a few people use, but that aren't really that major. Any questions on Firefox for Android?
We're looking forward for tomorrow.
Yes, it's always awesome. The team is awesome. When the engineering and product and the whole Firefox for Android team is awesome. When they're given a challenge, they can do it. So it'll be good. Firefox for iOS. So help answer support questions, please. Thanks. Firefox for iOS, we still don't have a release date, but we are now looking for volunteers to localize in Japanese, French, Italian, German, and Spanish, the so-called JFIGs locales. The only requirement is that you have to own an iOS 8 device, which is, I think, iPad 2 and up, iPod Touch 5th generation, and iPhone 4S and up. We can't buy a device for you, unfortunately, and obviously we'd like you to be familiar with SUMO localization. And I posted a link to a sample. Mikhail wrote several posts and several language-specific contributor forums asking. We're looking for 2 people per locale. with SUMO experience with iOS 8 devices, please contact me or, yeah, contact me. And I will get you added to the test build list.
Does that include iPads as well as iPhones?
That's all right. That includes iPad 2 and above, iPod Touch 5th generation, and iPhone 4S and above. Yes, it includes iPads.
Okay.
All iOS devices. Oh, and I can't. I think that's it. Any questions?
So I think you've mentioned, right, Roland, that it's not only localizing, but it's also testing that we're looking for.
Yes, yes. Because you can't really, it's so early, that the product is sort of not polished, so we really need help with bugs, especially localization bugs, like maybe our localization in JFigs is wrong, or maybe basic functionality in any language is broken. So yes, I will put that in this Etherpad.
Yeah, and yeah, if people are interested, please contact Roland. It's a lot of fun, by the way.
It is a lot of fun.
I'm testing the Firefox for iOS right now, and it's pretty cool.
And if you're still employed with an iOS device and you're not part of this, I can arrange that too. Just let me know.
And just as an aside, I'm going to add one thing. I mean, we're talking about the localization for Firefox itself on the devices, and SUMO articles are going to come up a bit later, so that's going to be also announced as well. And
we're not asking, the people we're looking for, we're not asking to do product localization, we're asking to do SUMO article localization.
Oh, okay, because I was a bit confused. So it's about testing the localization of the product and then doing the articles. Okay.
And the product itself. Yeah, so the Herr Hecht, Axel Hecht, and Jeff are taking care of the Firefox OS product localization. I'm just talking about SUMO KB article localization. Okay? Sorry if that wasn't clear.
Okay, so unless anybody has any questions, we're moving on to community. No questions? Community.
Yeah, I added that, but you can also talk about it. So we have a thread open on the contributor forums where Michal posted some presentations that we've worked on for any kind of events or SUMO events, Mozilla events. And those presentations are basically trying to explain how SUMO works and what SUMO is about to people who are not familiar with the project. So if you can have a look and give us feedback, that would be really cool. We already had some people giving us feedback, and it was very nice to hear that it's actually looking good. So we have the general presentation, and then Michal also posted the alternate one, which is pretty much, it's pretty similar. It's in the same kind of style, but adding the alternate parts. And I will post the ones that I have for Mevosom and for the support forum. So yeah, if you have any feedback on how this should be, please reply into the thread. And I really hope that this will be something that could be used also by the local communities when they want to talk about SUMO to other people. So we can use these as templates that can be easily hacked on and translated into the local language. So yeah, I hope everybody likes them. So
okay, it's a chance to look at them. Yeah, if you don't like them, that's good as well. Tell us why you don't like them. It's important. If for some reason they don't make sense to you, because they're not perfect. They're definitely far from perfect. But we need feedback, and all feedback is good feedback. One more thing I wanted to add: we have not put anything together regarding SUMO Dev yet, but I think we're going to try and put something together as well. This is going to get people, possibly interested people. It's going to give them a bit more insight into what's going on around Kitsune. And of course, we're going to try and run it by our awesome dev team, so we're not going to just let it out into the wild without getting confirmation that it actually makes sense and looks good enough.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So now we're moving over to knowledge base, and Joni is apparently trying to beat the world record for the longest update ever here. So I'll just let her take over.
Oh, yeah, so I'm not going to go through a laundry list of updates here, but yeah, so SUMO Day is coming up, thanks to Mihao for coordinating it. And I went ahead and put in some to-do lists or some tasks and projects in that Etherpad. Also, I'll make this quick, but thanks for your patience while we work through the article redesign changes. And just like any change, we did encounter some hiccups with the collapsible sections, a couple of hiccups. And one of them is that if a header is hidden, is a conditional header, so you use a show for tag to hide it, it's not going to show up in the collapse as a collapsed section. And also, forgot the other one. Oh yeah, so if you link to a header in another article, I believe that header does not show up either, or the article link doesn't work. So there is a workaround around that. So if you remove the table of contents, it will uncollapse the header, so you won't have to deal with that problem. And that's just a temporary workaround. We're trying to get an estimate for when and how those bugs will be fixed. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about here when you get settled in. Also, I had a couple of people ask me questions about why we're doing collapsed sections, and I put down the findings that we've discovered during user testing in the past. So they're here in the Etherpad, and I won't bore you with all the details, but if you want to look over them, yeah, check them out. So a couple of non-article related updates. So we're wrapping up Firefox OS 2.1 changes this week. If you haven't been seeing a lot of localization notifications, it's because there aren't a lot of changes. So we'll see. We have about maybe 20 more articles to update. So we'll see what kind of changes we see there. Also, I'm wrapping up the wireframing for the mobile UX redesign, and I will be posting the link to the wireframes to the forums this week for your feedback. And that's it. That's it for me. So if you have any questions, let me know.
Awesome. Thank you for the updates, Joni. Really a lot of cool stuff happening. So even if we have some issues as well, I mean, don't worry about that. We're good to back. Everything's going to be all right. So for Elton, I actually don't have any major updates for last week. But people keep contributing and asking questions and asking me for feedback about what they should be doing or what they're doing, if it's good or wrong. One thing I think I may have mentioned on the blog already, but just to mention it again, we have actually an upsurge in a way in activity, at least when it comes to people being interested and curious about localizing into European Portuguese, which is really, really cool because that was one of the accounts that we were kind of not sure of. But the Brazilian community stepped in, and we have also some more native speakers for Portuguese actually jumping in as well. So thank you very, very much for being on the spot there, people. And like special thanks, I would say, should go to Claudio, who stepped up and he was trying to not become a locale leader because he wouldn't have time for that, but now he got involved into SUMO a lot, and he's really going to be the locale leader. So I'm talking to him, we're exchanging DMs and whatnot. We're discussing what can be done and what the scope for Portuguese in the next few months, and how well the community is developed right there. So once again, thank you very much for the activity in Portuguese. And now we're moving on to another support update from Madalena, who's trying to beat Joni's record length of Ether.
Yeah, it's just a lot of text. Yeah, I don't have a lot of updates either, but I just wanted to say welcome and hello to a bunch of people who are new or not so new, but they have been very active lately. And those are user293, yes, that's his username. John Gregory, Gnos, Penseburo, Scribe UK, Sashotosim. So yeah, hi guys, and thank you so much for all your contributions, and welcome to the community. I hope to see you more also in this meeting here or in the contributor forums. And also, this is a call out for everybody who's hanging out in the forums. If you see new people who are answering questions, don't be shy, say hello. Let them know that we're hanging out on IRC or have this meeting or we have the contributor forums because a lot of people don't even know that we exist. So it would be nice to show that they're welcome and to make them feel part of the community. So yeah, hello everybody who's new. I hope you're going to have a lot of fun. It's actually a lot of fun to answer questions in the forums. And there's another item which is not really an update, more of a question which probably should have gone to the roundtable. So maybe somebody can help out. Andrew posted a thread in the contributor forums asking about the time zone in the deactivation log. I think you cannot see the deactivation log unless you're a moderator or admin, so I'm sorry for that. That log is basically the one that shows all the spam accounts that have been deactivated, by whom and when. So the question that Andrew had was about the time zone, because apparently the time zone that you get there is always the same, and that is Pacific. And maybe Kadir, do you know how that works? Because apparently it doesn't change if you're in a different time zone or if you have it a different time zone in your profile. I don't know how it works. Maybe you know.
I couldn't tell off the top of my head. Time zone related things are always really difficult.
Yeah.
Do we have that question? Is that in the discussion forum or something?
Yeah, it's in the discussion forum. I also pasted it here. So I could explain the way time zones work on the support forum and on the contributor forums because they work differently. But for that particular page, I don't know. So anyway, we don't have to answer it now. But if anybody has a clue, maybe you can also bring it to the platform meeting. I would be curious to know how it works, if there is something that we need to do about it, maybe. Because it might be a bit confusing for people.
Yeah, just as a default, Pacific time is the default. But I think you said that already in the discussion.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Okay, well, that's it for me. You know where I am. If you have any questions or anything that you need, any usernames that need to be changed, accounts to be deactivated, do let me know. I'm on IRC all the time.
Okay, thank you, Madalena, for that. I just have a comment. I mean, I think user 293 is possibly our first artificial intelligence on the board. No, I'm joking. Maybe. I was going to say that I said it especially for Roland. That's it. So that Roland like, oh yeah, it's a Minecraft indeed. Okay, so unless anybody has anything else to add or ask about or comment on, which I will give you another half a minute for to think about. We can call this meeting done and move on. Yeah, well, it's finished. You know.
All right, I'll upload this to the SUMO YouTube channel in the next 10 minutes.
And I think we should start using the SUMO YouTube channel as the main video link instead of posting links to each and every video separately. We can just say, listen, people can see all the videos on the YouTube channel. I mean, if somebody's strongly opposed to this, we can keep doing it for every particular video. But we do have a channel and we do have different things on that channel. So we're going to have more videos as well.
Michal, maybe we should put the link directly to the YouTube video channel in this Etherpad.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Just to have it as default.
We'll keep doing that. Yeah, it will be added to the template. So, okay, cool. Okay, so we gave you some time to think about things. Nobody's jumping up going, me. Okay, so this means that we're going to finish the meeting right now. Have a great week. See you around. We'll probably see you definitely on Thursday during the platform meeting. And there's some other places where you can see it as well. So remember that we're always reachable online.
SUMO KB Day, right?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, about Thursday. I will be offline probably Kadir as well because there's a holiday in Germany.
Oh.
I will be working because I'm in here in Canada.
Oh, okay. You're
but,
fine.
Yeah, it is an excellent day.
Germany has, like May in Germany, it has, I don't know, like 4 or 5 holidays. So.
Just May.
Right.
And then it's over. October.
So.
Okay,
So
so
Thursday, I'll be in Tribe on Wednesday and Thursday all day, so don't expect any responses from me, I guess.
Should put it on the Etherpad.
Yeah, I will.
please update the Etherpad section, which is there for that reason. It's at the very, very, very bottom. Admin availability this week. Feel free to just say I'm not there, and that's going to be fine. This is usually the reference point for everybody. Thanks. Okay, cool. And with that, I'm definitely ending the meeting right now. Person stuff.